Hey guys, Chris Chavez here from Chavez Creative Company, and we have a very special episode lined up for you today. What's so special about this episode is I was asked to be a guest on the Ask Valor Mastermind Podcast, and I wanted to share my experience on that show with you guys. And if you haven't heard of Ask Valor, they do interviews with other businesses to help share tips for your business. I mean, they cover a wide range of topics when it comes to SEO, cybersecurity, social media marketing, video marketing, you name it, they will cover it. They are very knowledgeable in what they do, and I had a wonderful time being a guest on their show. If you would like more information on Ask Valor, if you want to check out what they do, in the description below I have the link to their website and their YouTube channel. And guys, please like and subscribe to their channel. You will, I guarantee, you're gonna get a lot of solid content that's gonna help you with your business. And without further ado, guys, here is my guest appearance on the Ask Valor Mastermind Podcast.
All right, everyone, and welcome to this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds Podcast, brought to you by A Advanced Septic Services and CR Gutters. My name is Galen.
Good morning, I'm Joe.
And we're coming at you virtually from the BD Local Studios in Tacoma, Washington. So, Joe, to our new listeners and viewers tuning in, can you tell everyone how this podcast came to be?
Yes, absolutely. So it first started out as a Facebook group page where we wanted to bring on different guests or bring on people just to kind of talk about business, ask questions, share tips, kind of that kind of thing. And then from that, we just decided to, why not create a podcast? So being that we're a marketing company, we always have people asking us different questions as it relates to business on all kinds of topics. And we thought, what a better way than to bring on different guest speakers that are experts in their fields to kind of share some tips with our audience so that way people can walk away and implement something new into their business.
Awesome. So, Joe, we're really excited. This is our 42nd episode already. And we have a live in-studio guest. Sorry I couldn't be there, everyone. But Joe, can you give an intro of our guest, Mr. Chris Chavez, please?
All right, I'm going to read his bio. So Chris Chavez began his love for film on the front side of the camera, pursuing a degree in theater and acting in a variety of short films across his home state of New Mexico. In 2017, Chris created a popular YouTube channel focused around entertainment news, ignited his passion for content creation and filmmaking. In late 2019, Chris launched ChavezCreative Company, a brand agency that helps small business and medium-sized businesses promote their businesses through creative, engaging content. Everyone, welcome Chris.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me here. I appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And Chris, real quick, is that channel still going on, the YouTube channel? Do you still create content for it?
Yeah, every Saturday I do a new episode, and it literally is just fun. It's just, I'm a huge movie buff, and so it was like, you know what? I'm just going to create a channel and have fun.
Awesome. So what's the name of the channel? We'll plug it real quick for you.
Yeah, it's actually called Nerd News.
Nerd News.
Nice.
Yeah, Chris Chavez Nerd News. It's just straight to the point. Let's do it, Nerd News.
I think Joe and I could relate, right? So yeah, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
So our last episode, Joe, we had Dr. Kelly Henry on, a chiropractor by trade, but now turned business coach. Mm-hmm. What was one of your takeaways that you had with Dr. Henry when he was on our last episode?
Absolutely. So he talked about customer service. And one of the things that he talked about is just keeping up with all of your online reviews. So it's important to, I mean, that's just the buzz, and it's important for all businesses to keep up with the reviews. But more importantly, make sure you're monitoring your reviews and then replying to all of the reviews, especially the negative ones, because that's the reviews that people go to first to read and see how people reply to them.
And I'll just back that up. So 84% of people trust third-party reviews over personal recommendations. So what other people say about you or your business does matter. So great point. So awesome. Now, Joe, one thing that we're really proud of during the pandemic is our hashtag Valor Cares promotion. So can you give a little update or some news on that, please?
Yeah, so the Valor Cares is a website giveaway program. The purpose of it is for businesses who don't have a website, maybe have a website that's outdated, or their uncle's best friend's brother who lives in his basement built the website years ago and he just don't have access to it. So really any business except for a multi-level marketing and e-commerce or shopping cart websites, anyone can go to our website, askvalormasterminds.com. There's a Valor Cares tab. They can click on it and they can submit their information. I believe we just launched one Valor Cares winner this week, and we have a couple more coming out here in this next month.
Yes, and actually that winner is all the way in Pennsylvania, referred to us by a previous podcast guest. Now we come to our Advanced Septic Pump You Up quote of the day. So we asked Chris, is there any motivational quotes? And this is what we have that I'll read to you. And Chris will share a thought from this, please. Content is anything that adds value to the reader's life, by Avinash Kaushik. So why does that resonate with you, Chris?
Well, as a business owner, as a content creator, it is your obligation to to share the knowledge that you have. I mean, it's you're helping these businesses with a missing piece to what it is that they're doing when it comes to marketing. And so content, yet again, it's anything that's going to give you value, anything that's going to take you from something you didn't know then to something that's going to propel you forward now.
Awesome. So now we come to the segment of our podcast, our CR Gutters Did You Know segment. So since I'm a stats nerd guy, I like to be visual. So I pulled some stats and I want to get thoughts from our little panel here. So internet users everywhere enjoy content. So I found this article online and I'll read this before I get you guys' thoughts. So more and more video content is being watched now than ever before. 85% of all internet users in the US watch online video content monthly on any of their devices. 25 to 34-year-olds watch the most online videos, with adult males spending 40% more time watching videos on the internet than females. So Chris, you're a content creator. Do you see that with like your clients coming in, or just businesses in general with video content creation?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when it comes to video in general, it's easier for your audience to consume that content as opposed to someone that's reading something. Your attention span is going to kind of dwindle when you're reading something that's so robust when it comes to just in-depth knowledge on something. But if I can show you it instead of tell you it, you're going to retain that information a lot faster, and you're going to be able to repeat it. So this is definitely something, video is huge, and it's something that's not going away. It's only going to ramp up in the since everything that's going on with COVID.
So backing up that same point, demand for video content is increasing. So the preference for video content is not just limited to entertainment purposes. Video extends to brands. Studies show that 54% of consumers want to see more video content from a brand or business they support. With increasing demand for video, many industry influencers can be seen to be proactively producing different types of video content in order to meet this rising need. So my question for you is, does this apply to any business? I mean, we have a lot of businesses in the home service industry, attorneys, dentists, that aren't typical, you think, video. What would you say to those clients that are on the fence, have thought about it, but haven't really done anything yet?
I say they need to get on it. Reason being, it doesn't matter what your business is, there is something in there that's going to help their audience, their specific audience. And you have to get that message across. Like, here's a good example. I talked to a potential client the other day that's a dentist office. I reached out to them because, let's face it, I don't care how old you are, everyone's afraid of the dentist. And so what can you do with that when it comes to video marketing? Well, do an introduction video that helps you to understand who the dentists are, get a more personal background into them. That way, when you go to that to your dentist office, to your appointment, you're going to feel more comfortable because you built up a short personal relationship with them based on the video that you saw.
What about doing more like live videos through Instagram or through Facebook?
Yeah, live videos is great. It's the same kind of thing. It reaches those audience. It reaches their target audience with that personal connection. You need that connection. I mean, when it comes to even just sales, people buy from people, and it's the same thing when it comes to video marketing.
Yeah, what I love about like the Facebook Lives or now getting into Instagram Live is that it's raw, it's unedited, and I think that people tend to like to watch videos that are just raw because it's, you fumble over your words, you make mistakes,
there's like a vulnerability to it, right?
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
It's unedited, and like it's okay to make a mistake because what you're trying to convey comes through, like what your intent. So.
And the great thing about live, it's searchable content. So I mean, you're reaching your target audience, but I mean, it's going to reach tons of different people that you didn't know are interested in that topic. So
Right.
they'll find you.
Right.
Right. We're talking about this a little bit, but consumers love seeing videos on social media. So I just see in my personal feed that, just as a user myself, I'll scroll through, and video posts, I will always slow down to see what it's about, even if my phone's muted. So text posts are kind of gone by the wayside in terms of engagement, but it's all about video. So
Yep.
I'll just read this part. Users are seeing videos increasingly on every platform, whether it's on blogs, Instagram, like you said, Joe, YouTube. They're expecting more video content. Videos are consumers' favorite type of content to see from a brand on social media. Based on the 2018 State of Social Video Marketer Trends Report, 73% of consumers claim they have been influenced by a brand's social media presence when making a decision. So talk to us about social media. Are there platforms that you prefer to put your videos on? Talk to us a little bit about that for our listeners and viewers out there.
Well, for me, I use the main ones: Instagram, Facebook, did I say YouTube already?
No, but go for
YouTube.
it.
Sorry, I thought I said it was a reason. And also, the reason why I like using those is because everyone's on them, right? Everyone understands how to use Facebook, how to navigate. But there's so many different tools within those platforms that are underutilized, like Instagram Stories.
Yep.
That it's live video, like you guys are saying, and it's right there. It's attainable content. It's tangible content. But one platform that is really starting to gain a lot more momentum is TikTok. Because TikTok, yes, you think of TikTok as you sitting on your couch for hours, just going through the TikTok black hole.
Yep.
But there's a lot of meat and bones. There's a lot of really cool people you can reach with TikTok. I found this. Oh man, this is gonna drive me crazy. I forgot his name, but I found this user, and he is a science teacher, and he uses TikTok to teach all these amazing tips and tricks and the periodic table in really fun videos. So there is a positive outlook when it comes to TikTok. It's not just a time waster.
That's funny because we had a past guest on, Jess Crow, from Crow Design. She creates amazing tables with acrylics in it. Anyways, she was telling us TikTok is for businesses, and we're like, that's crazy. And she's like, you need to reserve your name now, whether you use it now or whether you're going to use it in the future. It's something that all businesses should create.
Correct. Yep, I agree completely.
Awesome. So we're talking about social media, but YouTube is the most popular video sharing platform. So according to the latest video marketing statistics, YouTube is the most popular social media platform for marketers to publish videos. Nearly 9 out of 10 marketers say they plan to do video marketing on YouTube. This followed by the king of social media, Facebook, with more than 3/4 of marketers planning to do video marketing on that platform. So we recently hosted a Google workshop using YouTube to grow your business. And if anyone out there wants that presentation deck, message us and we'll ping it out, we'll email it out to you guys. But talk to us about YouTube, because I know, Joe, for us, from a marketing platform or SEO, YouTube videos are great for us to push SEO. But I want to hear it from the video perspective, the videographer perspective, the content creator perspective from you, Chris, with YouTube.
Yeah, the great thing about YouTube, it's videos last forever. So what video doesn't work for that week doesn't mean it's done. It's going to gain momentum. It just takes a few people to find that video, and then the snowball effect happens, and it's going to gain momentum. You're going to get more followers. You're getting more subscribers. As opposed to like we said, Instagram stories, which is great, but it's only 24 hours long video. It's right now content, as opposed to YouTube is forever content. So there's a wide range of people that are on YouTube, and there are so many amazing things that you can learn. Like, how many times have you asked yourself a question of like, oh, how do I do this to my drywall? Oh, let me just YouTube it. You know what I mean? Like, there's an answer to every question. It's like a visual Google is the way I always think of YouTube.
Well, and who owns YouTube? Google does.
Google, yeah, exactly.
So it's actually the second largest search engine in the world, because I'll figure out things too, or I'll ask questions like, I don't want to read anything how to do something. I want to watch someone doing it. That's how I'll learn it more, because everyone's like visual learners. So the growing popularity on video, just to put this in perspective, internet users spent 6 hours and 48 minutes per week watching videos online in 2019. So the pandemic happened, I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that that's increased a little bit. So if that marketing statistic has yet to convince you of its benefits, the time spent people watching videos online is increasing. So 6 hours and 40 minutes long, that's a 59% increase from just in 2016. So 2020, this pandemic age, it just shows that it's a platform to be on, right, Chris?
Correct. And see, and the great thing about the growing popularity in this, COVID is why I started my business. It's because of that missing feature, that missing element that businesses didn't really understand they needed was video. Like social media as well was kind of a like, do I need it? Do I not? You know, they just don't have the experience. But COVID showed us that video is something that is vastly important in how you market your business. And YouTube is
Well, we'll get into the intro videos that I found on your Instagram a little bit. But before that, we asked 3 questions of all our guests. So let's get to know Chris a little bit. Joe, fire away.
What are some lessons learned as an early entrepreneur?
I got this little tip or this little statement from a friend who has his own business. He says, once you start being an entrepreneur, you're going to notice there are certain aspects of it that you'll feel lonely. And I was like, yeah, sure. And then you start to do what you do and you're like, oh my gosh, yeah, there are moments where I'm alone because it's just me for right now. But it's growing. It's a growing thing that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
So what's the best piece of advice that you've been given?
Honestly, it's a very simple advice. It is, if you want to create something, if you want to get a message across, just do it. It's straight to the point. It's like, I want to be a photographer. All right, do it. You know what I mean? It's just very straight to the point. I would rather fail at trying what I want to do than to say the what ifs.
Right. The fail forward. I'm on
Exactly.
big
Good stuff.
Hashtag fail forward. I love that. So why is marketing, because we're a marketing company, why is marketing your business so important?
I mean, it helps you to get yourself out there, to be relevant, to let people know what you offer, your product, your service. It is vastly important to market yourself. Otherwise, how are you going to get clients? How are you going to pay for the roof over your head?
Awesome. So Chris, now we'll get into what our audience wants to hear. So why video marketing is needed now more than ever. So what would you say? We get this a lot with clients that we speak with, you know, like, oh, I'm terrible on camera. I don't know how to speak. I stutter. I don't like how I look. The camera adds 40 pounds, whatever it is. What's one thing to kind of break the ice to these people that need video but are so self-conscious or just like, I just don't sound good? What would you tell those people?
See, and I've had those clients before. And it's they don't have the experience, or they have that stage fright in front of the camera. They just don't know. And so what I do is right off the bat, I try to make it a fun environment, because your business is your baby, right? And so you are excited about, sharing it with people, and this is what I do. Why not showcase that, in front of a camera? And so what I like to do is, because of my theater background, I do on-camera coaching whenever I'm with a client. And so we'll do some tongue twisters. We'll do some things to kind of break the ice, to make it really fun, and you laugh about it, and it'll make you relax. Because if you're having fun with it, it's going to show on camera. Yeah. And so it's just these little tiny tips that kind of make you forget why you're there for a second. And then when it's time to hit that record button, you're good. You're ready to go.
Which is why, before the podcast even starts, I talk about my man boobies all the time because it keeps me going. I see Sadie laughing, but I'll just put it out there. Like, it's okay. Like, if I can get on screen and do a podcast, you can go out there and produce a video for your business.
Yeah, that'll probably be trending on Twitter right now, Joe. So
yep, hashtag man boobs.
Hashtag man boobs. I was just about to say that. Yeah, you beat me to it.
So I found a couple of things on your Instagram that I just want to share with everyone. And we'll put your social media channels so everyone could follow you or contact you. 94% of video marketers say video has helped increase user understanding of their product or service. So I found this other thing: video commands attention. So video plays such a large role in how we consume content. It's one thing to read about a product service, it's another thing to visually experience it and everything. So what are there specific clients that you like to work with when you talk about intro videos? Because I would think there's a wide range of clients. I'm thinking of my client base, like a bankruptcy attorney video in this era is different than if you're selling travel packages, you go into Hawaii or something, right? I mean, how do you determine how you produce videos for clients and everything.
Well, right now I focus on small and medium-sized businesses because of, like I said, COVID. They are falling kind of behind when it comes to the marketing realm. And so I want to help them in understanding how to post things and how to explain to people what they do. And so when I look for a client, I will talk for a little bit about, so what are you currently doing for your marketing campaign? I mean, do you have a marketing calendar? Do you have a marketing budget? What is it that you do? That way I can kind of understand what it is and where they are currently. And then if it's something that they want to, continue to build upon, they will dive into it. We'll figure out, what is the key thing that you want to highlight within your business. If you're a real estate agent, how can we make you stand out? Because there's a slew of real estate agents everywhere. So why you? What makes you different than them? And so we highlight that and we push that forward.
Is there a certain industry that you do a lot of videos for?
Not a certain industry. Right now, it literally is just people that need introduction videos. That's because I've been doing a lot of them. So it hasn't been a specific industry yet.
Okay.
So you talked about introduction videos. So there's looks like 6 different aspects or factors of the video breakdown. So can you talk to our audience about that really quick? About those kind of 6 different factors, and are some more important than others? Because I think we have a lot of people out there watching right now that video has crossed their mind, but it's just taking that next step. So I think empowering them with as much information from an industry professional would kind of help, ease them into this new platform for them.
Yeah. So, I mean, one of the main things on here on that, the little image here that I have is it's the thing you want to start with is a hook. So think about like a book, right? If you read the first couple of sentences, it's going to make you want to continue reading that book to answer whatever question that first sentence provided you. And it's the same thing with your video. So you want something to hook them so that it's going to continue their attention to watch the video. And then you're going to start with addressing an issue.
The same thing as like a pain point.
Exactly, same thing. So what is the issue? So if you're a real estate agent, let's just continue using that. What is one thing that's blocking a customer or a future home buyer from buying this specific house, right? Address that issue, make it apparent, and then you're going to address the solution to that problem. So it's like, okay, here's the issue. This is what I think and I know will help X, Y, and Z. And then you give a little bit of an example. You give a little bit of history into the background of your business, just so that they know who you are, what you represent. So you're not just some random guy that's like, I know what to do, without giving them an example.
Right.
And then also you end it with a sign off and a memorable kind of tagline. So. This is how to contact me. Thank you so much. And then a little tagline at the end that's memorable so that they can, remember you just as they did with the hook at the beginning.
Just as you just mentioned, I played through my mind all the Facebook Lives I do. I can tell you what I don't do right away. I don't include contact information when I talk. I could see like the doing the hook, you're finding your pain point, addressing how you're going to solve that or what the solution is going to be. But I don't cover business history or contact information. So
Gotcha.
Right there will probably step up my video game.
Awesome. And how long? So someone's doing it. A lot of people out there will try to do it themselves. Is there a good length to an intro video, or is it dependent on like what you do in terms of how long it takes to explain those kind of things?
Well, it is kind of dependent, but a good length is about a minute.
Okay.
Because yet again, think about it. You don't want to oversaturate them with information and they're just going to lose interest and then just stop the video or continue on to another video. You want to make sure that within that minute, you can go a little bit longer, but a minute is perfect. Within that minute, hit all those points. And that way it'll make them, want them to come back, be like, okay, I want to reach out to this person and just get a little bit more information, and then it'll start from there.
So besides introductory videos, what other types of videos should businesses be making?
Product placements, testimonials. Anything that's going to start to dive a little bit more in depth into your business, but definitely testimonials and product placement. So that way they can understand the product or the service that you offer. But it all starts from the basic introduction video. It's a very overlooked and underrated video that I think is coming back because of COVID.
I
Everyone's
want
an
to
ID
ask a
brand.
couple more things, asking for a friend for the people, our listeners and viewers out there. So is there two things, specific time of day and what should you wear? Indoors, outdoors, now the weather's turning nicer in our part of the world, right? So
Right.
what would you say to those things? I mean, should you get yourself logoed out? Should you look, those kind of things?
Typically no logo, but yet again, it's business to business. It just completely depends. If you are a company that actually builds logos for other people, then that makes sense. But normally it's just, dress appropriate to your audience. So you know what your audience will expect and how you want to be received. As to the question of time of day, it really depends on the video, what the video calls for. If it is a real estate agent, obviously you're going to do the property outside, inside, everything involving even the surrounding community around that property. So it just depends on the company during that project.
So for our DIYers who want to tackle videos themselves first, is there certain types of phones, certain types of equipment they should get? What have you found?
Well, honestly, before I got my Canon 90D, I actually started with my iPhone. And it's great because on your iPhone you can adjust the frames per second on your camera. So I can put it to 60 frames per second and then start shooting. I can do slow-mo. You can do a lot with these phones. So if you don't have, the really expensive equipment, this is a great place to start.
What about any sort of tips, like as far as website for editing or apps to download on a phone to edit?
Well, when it comes to again, if you're starting out, you can learn. If you're a Mac person, you can learn starting with iMovie because you can move up to something like Final Cut and then later on to Premiere. But just to start, but to create also some of the content like you would on Instagram, use Canva. Canva is very, very simple. It's free. I mean, you can do a paid account, but it is very simple, and then you'll learn a lot about content creating just by using Canva.
I endorse that fully.
Yeah.
So my one last question before we end here is, what are two things you see these DIYers do? Do you see like a consistency, and when people try to do their own videos, they have the courage to do it? What are the top two things that you see they do wrong?
They try to put too much graphics, I've seen, into a video. I mean, graphics is fine, but yet again, you don't want it to distract you from the message that you're trying to convey. So you just, with the graphics, use sparingly.
Right.
Use it to highlight your video, not cover up your video.
Okay.
And then the other one is actually audio, because audio is huge. I mean, it makes and breaks your video. And so it's there. I've seen a lot of people use just no mics or no lavaliers. It's just the speaker on their phone or their camera. And so investing in your equipment is definitely going to help you in the long run.
Okay. And then for our audience, I'm curious what separates you from other videographers or content creating companies here locally in Washington.
My big thing is collaboration. Like, I want to have a fun time with making the video for you. Like, if we're filming something and you have an idea, let's do it. Let's film it. If it doesn't work, it's fine. But we have all the footage you want to overshoot. And so I want that to happen. Like, I know you have an idea for how you want it to look. Let's play with that.
Yeah.
So it's collaborative. It has to be collaborative. Otherwise, both of you aren't going to make the best thing possible.
Okay. So for our audience, I know we're going to tag everything on our social channels, but for people listening right now, how could they get a hold of you? Yeah,
so you can check out my website, www.ChavezCreative.co. You can also find me on Instagram. It's Chavez_creative_co.
Okay, perfect.
Oh, and then YouTube. I have a YouTube channel for my business, and it literally is Chavez Creative Company on YouTube.
And what's the other YouTube channel you created?
Nerd News. Chris Chavez, Nerd News.
Chris Chavez, Nerd News.
Yep.
All right.
Awesome. So before signing off, Joe, one last plug for our Valor Cares initiative.
Sure. It's just a way for our company to give back to businesses locally here in Washington and really nationwide. If you are in need of a new website for your company, you can go to askvalormasterminds.com, click on the Valor Cares tab page, submit your information, and then a committee of people chooses a couple of winners every single month for some free websites.
Awesome. So, Chris, thank you for joining us. It's good. I wish I was in studio to have a local guest. We like connecting with our fellow local entrepreneurs and small business people. I think the stuff you provided to us today could help a lot of our listeners and viewers and people out there. So thanks for joining us today.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, it was fun having you on. Thank you.
Thank you.
On behalf of our sponsors, Advanced Septic Services and CR Gutters, my name's Galen.
I'm Joe.
And coming at you from the BD Local Studios in Tacoma, Washington. Thanks for watching this episode of the Ask Valor Masterminds podcast. See you next time, guys.